Hey, Jasmine. Oh. Hey guys, Michael here from FatToFit, and welcome to another episode of Real Talk. I'm here with Jasmine, who is enjoying a scratch. I don't know if she's going to stick around. She probably will. But anyway, in today's episode, I wanted to talk about a topic I've been getting a few questions on, and that is getting started with weight loss, what I did, how my experiences went, and etc. The full videos at the start are in my first couple of videos when I went through my story about my journey, but I'll just go through a few things in this video. And so when I first started losing weight, like I've always said before, there's always that trigger that flips in your head to make you want to lose weight, and it's different for everybody. For me, it was just sheer determination. I just wanted to lose weight. I was sick of the life I was living and I wanted to change, and so that was my trigger for the weight loss. But it is different for everyone. Some people have a life experience or some kind of threat to their life, or they see someone else going through something or something like that. But even before I had that trigger, I did try to lose a few times before that. As I was saying, sorry, the memory card filled up. And so when I remember my first attempt at trying to lose weight was when I was 14 or 15 years old. Mum and Dad had brought home pizza for dinner. We pretty much had junk food nearly every single night for dinner, normally takeaway, and they brought home pizza one night and I just refused to eat. I didn't eat for a few hours, and then I had a few of those weight loss meals, the frozen ones, so I would eat that. But I remember the first one I got, it tasted terrible, and I didn't want to eat it at all, so I didn't. And so I starved myself for a few hours, but then I caved in and ended up eating nearly a whole pizza to myself. And so that was kind of one of my attempts. When I really made some progress was when I gave up soft drink in 2010. Gave that completely up. Was drinking easily 10 cans of Coke per day, probably closer to 15. And so that was a real problem for me, and I gave that up. So I think if I hadn't given up soft drink, I would have ended up a lot bigger than I was. Then just over 120 kilos. I could have easily been upwards towards 130 or 140 kilos. So I'm glad I gave the soft drink up. Then I tried to give up. The way I did it is I'd give up something. So for the soft drink, I'd give it up. I'd exercise for a few months, either any type of exercise, walking, whatever, and then that would normally be during my school holidays. Then as soon as school started, I'd use that as an excuse for I didn't have time to exercise, and so I'd stop exercising, and the rest of my diet was pretty much still the same. I was still pretty much eating junk food. It's just the only difference was that year I gave up soft drink. And then the following year I decided to give up my next big problem, which was Nutella sandwiches. I still love Nutella, but back then I was having 2 to 3 Nutella sandwiches a day, and so that was my next big issue that I needed to give up. So I gave up having Nutella every day, and I pretty much didn't eat Nutella at all. And then I started the exercise. So this was at the end of 2010 going into 2011. So I gave up the Nutella, started exercising again, but then of course school started again. I gave up the exercise, but I still wasn't drinking soft drink, and I still wasn't eating Nutella. So those are the two kind of things I gave up. And then finally, when that trigger happened, was at the end of 2012 when I really decided to start my weight loss journey, because I'd completely finished high school and I was ready to start university the next year, and we get about 3 to 4 months off in between. And so I remember that trigger where I just woke up one morning. I was like, it just clicked in my head. There was no specific thing. I think it was a build-up of many factors over the years that kind of culminated in that one point, but there was no trigger for me. It's just I woke up that morning and I was like, I'm ready to make the change, and kind of that was my trigger. me finally accepting that I did have an issue and that it did need to be addressed, it did need to be changed. And so that day I started doing my research, planning what I'm going to eat. I went to the supermarket to buy my first kind of meals I thought I was going to do. I started exercising every day. I didn't start going to the gym till a year after I started losing weight. I just started with walking the dogs every day, and that's something I enjoyed and something I could do throughout the whole year through my first year of university. And so I found what worked for me, and that's what you need to do. You need to find what kind of exercise works for you. If you're not comfortable with going to the gym yet, which that's one of my biggest regrets, that I didn't start going to the gym from the start. But when you're 120 kilos, when you're morbidly obese, you've pretty much got low self-esteem, low confidence. You don't really want to be going to the gym where there's other people seeing you exercise. In my house, we had a treadmill, but I never liked using it. I preferred being outside, but we had a treadmill, and even just walking on the treadmill in front of family members, because the treadmill was in the lounge room, even that, I was very self-conscious of that and didn't like doing that as a result of people being in there. So I was very shy when it came to my weight and my weight loss. So I just stuck to walking the dogs, where no one could kind of judge me, and I could just focus on working on my health, working to create a better me, basically. And so that's how I started with that. And kind of the diet. The thing is, with diet and exercise, it is a learning curve. You need to try different things. You need to find what works for you. Nobody can just give you all the answers. I can't just sit here and tell you, oh, you need to eat this, you need to do this exercise, all this, because every single person is different, whether it be because of their genes in combination with their environment, how they've been brought up, how they live, etc. Everybody is different, and no one person is going to be suited to the same weight loss methods. What works for me might not work for you. You need to do trial and error. You need to find what works for you. The main important thing is that you're trying. You're not just trying one thing and then giving up. You keep trying and trying and trying until you find what works for you. And that's what I did. I kept revising my meals. I never tried to stick to the one thing. Once I found something that I was comfortable with, of course I would stick to it. But until I found that something, until I found that routine, I'm very big on routines, I just kept trying and trying and trying. And that's all you need to do, is just keep trying. And I promise, if you do keep trying, you will find the way that works for you. As long as you don't give up. That's the main thing. So many people give up on their weight loss because it's too hard, because they can't find the right thing for them. The right thing for everybody is out there. That you just need to keep trying to find it. And that's what worked for me, that's what's worked for many people who have lost weight. And now look at me, a few years down the track, I've lost around 55 kilos, and I'm living a much healthier lifestyle. I'm about to finish a 3-month cut. I've developed the discipline I need to actually do a cut and go on and eat and bulk and try to build my physique the way I want to. And the only thing you can do to develop that is to develop it over time, and with a lot of practice and finding out all the information for yourself, watching YouTube, watching other people. You learn from people. That's not what I'm trying to say. You learn from people, but the information you gain from watching other people and seeing how they do it, you have to mix that all together to create your own kind of routine. You have to take a piece from my channel, take a piece from Obese to Beast, Christian Guzman, Chris Jones, all of the YouTubers, all of the people in your life, your mum, your dad, all those other people who have those healthy habits. You take those healthy habits and you mash them all into one to create your own unique habits. And that's what I've done, that's what everybody has to do, and that's what I recommend you doing. And so I think that's going to be enough for this video. I've waffled enough. Jasmine! Come here, Jasmine! Jasmine didn't stick around for much of it, but it is real talk with the dogs, and it's like I'm talking to you guys, but it's like I'm talking to them too sometimes. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, comment down below if you have anything to say, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks guys, I'll see you later.